What's up, everybody? Beau-hindman back for Little Big Robots, where I look at little versions of big robots and other cool things. As many of you know, this is one of my 12 lines that I collect right now. I'm getting ready to complete some of these lines, so that's important news, so that's good. This is Snapships. If you've followed me before, seen my stuff before, you know how much I love Snapships. What's so great about them is it's a modular system of spaceship and or now mech kind of building, kind of like Lego is modular, and in this case you can build spaceships and they all look cool no matter what you build. I've noticed however you rearrange the parts, they all look really cool. Here's the instructions. Instructions are always really easy to see and easy to follow. The parts are, they not only give you the parts and stuff like that, but they actually show you from different angles. So if you're a little confused about what part goes where, the instruction booklet will tell you. So these are always really cool. I always keep these, of course. I've got a lot of extras. This line's getting pretty huge if you look at that. These are some of the newer ones here. The mech, of course, is sold out everywhere. I'm still waiting on that. I've got this one coming. And then down here, I'm looking at, which one am I looking at today? Where'd it go? Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one here. I'm looking at this one here, and then I've got these others coming as well. So there's quite a few. This is what you would call wave 3, I guess. They've had wave 2. Well, I think the wave 1 was technically the OG Snapships that we got originally. Some of the very original ones. These drones, I believe, were kind of like wave 1.5, I believe, but I think that these new ones are called wave 3. I could be wrong, but in every one you get that checklist. You get a cool poster, which is what I like about it. It's actual pictures of the toys, put on a background instead of just a rendering of the toys. So that's really cool. Want to hang that up on your wall or your dorm. And with these now, you're getting these little Gashapon kind of blind box aspects here, and they have cool little parts. Oh, I don't know what this is. See, and you can actually mount it. You can actually put it on your piece by using that little slot. But I think these are really cool. So, excuse me, a lot of the kits, I about choked on myself. A lot of the kits have these organic parts to them, but these new ones, these new blind box pieces are much more organic and kind of, look at that, that's like a metallic, a metal, it's like a gummy bear made of metal, or vice versa, or whatever. Really cool. I like these little parts. I don't think they glow. Do they glow in the dark? I guess they do glow in the dark. It looks like they do. Let's check the thing. I need to check it under my little light over there. That would be cool. I love glow in the dark stuff. It's very old school, very neat. I'm not seeing that it says that, but it looks like they might. But if not, cool. Still looks really cool. This is the box. Again, what's great about the box is the lids are always a stand. So don't throw away the box. If cut that part out, at least keep that stand. I keep at least one version of all the boxes. I love how in the back it doesn't even show you the completed build. It shows you the completed build ripped apart, which is really it's more interesting to me because you see the completed build on the front, and then you see on the back how many pieces go together. That's just a really cool thing. So this is the completed build. It's on a large stand I have right now. On some of the larger kits, you get a larger stand. Let me see if I can take it off. Oh, sorry about that. I hate that plastic grating sound, but it does happen. This is a really cool, it's a larger build, as you can see. It's a really interesting build. It's not my favorite so far, but it's definitely really cool. I only have a little bit of complaint that when you join larger pieces like that, you get a little bit of a give. There's a little bit of a flex, which is to be expected. You've got to be able. So I would have probably put instead of these here, maybe put and you can do this yourself, just join that together with a 3x1 type piece to kind of bridge that gap and give it some solidity. Solidity, is that a word? More solidification. Make it a little sturdier right there, and then put the engines. But that's what's great about Snapships. You can actually do that. It's got this interesting part here where this is, I guess, a little cockpit. I just kind of threw the guy in there, but you do get a little figure. Let me see if I can grab them out real quick. I don't want to cut them, so I'm just going to grab them real gently. You get all these little guys. If you're a child of the 80s like myself, you'll remember tons and tons of these. You used to get little pilots and stuff with tons of toys. These kind of remind me of Zoids, the scale and the kind of the look and stuff, but they do have a little stand as well. So you'll get a little pilot or a little alien or something, or if not several with every one of your builds, so that's cool. He goes in that little cockpit. This below one, I guess, he drops out of it. I'm not sure, I need to read the instructions, but does that go through? It does. So he would just drop right out of that. So that's really cool. This is called a carrier gunship, which I think is kind of funny because I'm not quite sure what it's carrying, but it does drop these things off, and I guess these are weapons. This might be a little loud, so cover your ears or whatever, but you'll always have like a little play feature like that you can activate pretty easily, and they just pop right off, which I love that stuff. I just think it just reminds me of growing up, in the 80s and the 90s, well, 80s I should say, late 70s and 80s, and they had all these really cool like shooty, play features that were really fun to do. One thing to point out about this particular kit is with snapships you don't get the same stuff all the time. Now there are some universal pieces, of course. You've got the build. In fact, it's kind of hard to find them on this build. It's so like this, universal building block that everybody has those. But with every single kit, they're giving you so many unique parts I've never seen before. This 3 long piece, that is just so cool. You've got these cool guns that are on like a ball joint. You've got these unique painted parts in the front. You've got this thing. You just get tons. I mean, look at these. They're just like a bladed wing thing, a real simple design. But every time you get something, you get more cool parts to use like that. And not only that, but they're not just for look; they're functional. So you can actually use them to extend a build or whatever. And what's fun is to be on the subreddit, the Snapships subreddit. And also in their Discord server, very friendly. If you ever want to chat with them, go over to the Discord server and watch what people do with these new parts. Because when the designers make these parts, sure, they mess around with them and test them and all that good stuff. Oops, knocked it off. But like a video game, they don't know what the fans are going to do with them when they get these new parts. I mean, look at all these. They're just really, really, really cool. I love that you get these new kind of wings. Look at that type of joiner too, which I think is interesting because this is made for the slotted parts you get. So you get to see a little slot there, the slot, so you can affix that stuff like that, which is something different. Gives you a little bit of an organic feel. But look at that joint. That's a new thing to me. I've never seen that before this kit. Maybe I'm missing something, but so you've got different ways of connecting brand new parts. So every time I mean, look at that. I love that. I know that we've never seen that. This cool part here. So you're just constantly getting new cool stuff to add to your collection. One thing it does, which is really brilliant, I think, is it makes you want to buy multiples of these because you're like, oh, I love these parts. I could use like 4 or 5 of them. So you have to buy, you want to buy 4. Oh, that was coming off for some reason. You need to buy 4 or 5 kits to get that, So there's a lot of your usual kind of what I call greebles, which are like basically little pieces that are made for decoration. Just random pipes and stuff like that. Let me see if I can get it off of my finger without having to get the cracker here. I cannot. I'm not going to do that. I'll get they give you a little tool to pop them off real easy. So you get new greebles, which are cool. But as you can see, you get new weapons. I'm not a big weapons guy. I have those in like a weapons bag that I don't really use. But you just get a lot of neat stuff. The new engines are cool. I'd prefer blue, but the blue is on the other faction. This faction has like the purple and stuff, purple and red and stuff. So as you can see, it's really kind of a basic, cool-looking build. But of course, as with any snapships, they give you 2 or 3 suggestions. Now you can just do what you want. You can build anything you want to build. Let me look at this last one here. I thought was cool. It's more like a carrier than the other I'm seeing. Where's the finished build? Like that? Isn't that cool looking? So you can just really, basically whatever you can imagine you can do with a Snapships kit. Man, I am so bad about hitting the phone lately. Like these guys, look at these parts here. Like, have you ever seen a part like that you could just, within no time you can mess with, and you kind of create like a a ball shape. I wonder if you could do that. If you need more, you could create almost like a ball. So it would roll around. Look at that, it's pretty close. I mean, it reminds me a bit of those droids in Star Wars, you know, that roll around. So you get interesting bits like that. Those remind me of, there's a ship in EVE Online that reminds me of. The science ship, you know, it has the big circular rear there, or there's a ship in one of the Star Wars movies. One of the Jedi's flies a ship that has a, you know, like a warp kind of section on the back like that, and then it breaks off. And so just really, every time you see something like that, like, oh, that's a cool part. But you see, as I take it apart, you just have a basic joint, your common everyday box joint, box piece, whatever you call it. But you would have never known, you know, until you started taking it apart. So again, really, really cool. I'm totally in love with it. I'm going to pause here real quick. I'm going to show you kind of an update on the shelf as well. So this is where my snap shapers are going to go. I need to dust it, as you can see. You can see that I have my different themed areas, of course, with different lines. This will all be snap ships, and what I'm trying to do is basically just rebuild the original kits and put them up there after I dust. Of course, this will all go away right here because these are non-committed lines. I don't collect those lines. And then I'll have all the original snap ships in the original form up there. And then once I'm done with that, the extra parts, I have so many extra kits, I can actually customize and do a little bit of extra stuff with the extra parts. So I'm not afraid of just building them, you know, as they were made. Even this one has some of the wrong parts. I've got to go and, you know, swap out certain little greebles and stuff. These should be built according to plan. I just got those and did that video of those, what, a week or two ago? So that's where my snap chips are gonna go. It's gonna look good. It's such a great line. Go pick them up. If you can't find them, try the Play Monster site. I got some through there faster than I could through Amazon. With the global kind of delay on stuff, you might need to go to a couple different sites, but Play Monster seems to be pretty in stock and everything, so check that out. Have a good one, everybody. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.